this is what was missed out. I'm not sure though, I'm not making judgments against the Council of Senator. This could be what the councils of Senator Bato missed out. Ito yung pag-initiate ng investigation under RA 9851 by the CIDJ against Senator Bato. The moment na nag-issue ng subpoena and the moment na na-receive ni Senator Bato ay nagsabi siya, I will respond, nag-trigger, nag-set in na yung principle of complementarities to the point that the councils can already ask the ICC na stop nyo na yung warrant kasi nag-assume na ng jurisdiction ang Philippine authorities. And then pwede din niya sabihin sa, if hindi man nila magawa yun, pwede niya yun i-raise as a non-admissibility defense. Kung nagkaroon na siya, bawa nahuli na siya, dalhin siya doon, non-admissibility defense bracket. Under the complementarity rule, nakalagay lang doon na mag-step in ang ICC kung walang local court na able and willing to genuinely undertake an investigation and prosecution. And obviously, the investigation and eventual prosecution against Senator Bato would be genuine kasi si Senator Bato is in the opposition to the government, and it is the government undertaking the investigation and prosecution of Senator Bato. And therefore, yan pinaka-importante na rule on complementarity, and pwede na niyang ma-bar ang ICC from even exercising jurisdiction over the acts mismo of Senator Bato, not just over the person. Kasi yung acts na mismo ang ini-investigate ng CIDJ and eventually by the courts. And this is something that would interest the Supreme Court because, of course, the Supreme Court instinctively will defend the local jurisdiction against a foreign jurisdiction. And in this case, nag-assume na ng jurisdiction ang Philippine authorities.
Opo, Doc, maliwanag po na hindi po dapat i-shortcut at meron po tayong jurisdiction dito sa kaso ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. Granting, ma'am.
Sana nga po na mag-participate siya para hindi bumaliktad na naman, yung complementarity hindi pwede kasi hindi siya nag-participate. He has to participate. Of course, hindi naman kailangan in person. Pwede naman through his counsel kasi gano'n naman talaga tayo sa investigation stage. So as to whether his flight should be taken against him, I think that is too naive a proposition kasi first of all, the warrant issued against him will be executed in a way that would bring him outside the jurisdiction of Philippine courts.
Opo.
And the uncertainty justifies his recourse to an escape and to go into hiding. Kasi kung ang warrant lang naman would call for him to go to an RTC, I don't suppose that he has a problem with the idea of going to the RTC. But in this case, yung warrant and the action of the NBI is to bring him outside the Philippine jurisdiction, to completely strip him of his rights as a citizen. Opo. And alienate him from his political base.
Yes po, Doc.
Yes po.
Opo, mabilisan lang po kasi kulang na po tayo sa oras, Doc, kasi nagre-resurface itong mga videos ni late Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. Pagpapaliwanag niya tungkol dito sa ICC bilang court of last resort, bilang yung sa principle of complementarity. Tapos, meron tayo mga naririnig na mismo lang galing sa executive branch, no, particular sa Department of Justice, noong secretary pa itong si Boying Rimulya bago naging ombudsman. Nabanggit niya itong merong failure sa justice system during lang naman dito sa kaso na involve ang dating presidente. Okay na po ba yun na mismo siya lang ang nagsabi na may failure sa justice system? Wala po bang role ang mga korte, lalo na ang Korte Suprema at ang ICC ay makikinig din mismo at galing lang sa DOJ yung sinasabing may failure of justice system kaya hindi namin matry ito dito sa Pilipinas kaya sa inyo na. Sapat na ba ito na dahilan po, Doc, mula lang sa ano? Or kailangan may may part, lalo na ang Supreme Court bilang siya po yung kumbaga humahawak sa mga korte sa ating bansa?
First, yung si Miriam, yung 17, question yun ni Miriam. Sinabi niya, this is in violation of the rule of complementarity. Kaya nag-pass siya ng resolution 3031 or 3061. Tapos inulit pa niya sa next Congress. Kaso lang namatay po siya. Pero dun pa lang sinasabi niya na dapat i-reconcile natin yung Section 17 sa rule on complementarity under the ICC, under the Rome Statute. Second, yung evidence na hindi willing or unable to genuinely undertake investigation or prosecution is negated by the fact that ang CIDG, under the present government, filed a case, initiated an investigation to the point of a possible prosecution under RA 9851 for EJK. So yun mismo, kino-contradict yung position ni Secretary Remulla. Kasi obviously, mayroong kaso na pala. Mayroon naman palang mag-file, mayroon naman palang investigation na.
Opo.
So dapat hindi i-preempt yun. Dapat ipapatuloy yun. And dun humarap si Senator Bato. Sabi naman niya, willing siyang humarap and kung i-jail siya, willing naman siya magpa-jail. Ayaw lang niya na madala siya sa dahil ang ini-insist niya na ang karapatan niya is to be jailed if ever in the Philippines, which is correct naman po dahil nga RA 9851 naman ang iiral and the jurisdiction lies with the Regional Trial Court, exclusive and original.
Opo. Ma'am, yung sa authority po ni dating Justice Secretary Remulla na sabihin na merong failure sa justice system kaya paubaya sa ICC itong kaso nila, sapat na ba yon para paniwalaan na agad at wala nang role yung Korte Suprema?
Well, kasi ano naman yan yun, di ba? Kasi part siya ng government. So, sabihin niya yun because he needs to be able to justify the surrender of Duterte. But it's also the task din naman ng counsel to disprove him by pointing out evidence na natutuloy naman yung mga cases. For instance, meron tayong permanent representative sa the United Nations na nag-declare that our courts are functioning in terms of protecting rights or pursuing cases under for violations of international humanitarian law. Permanent representative yun tagsalita siya sa UN. And tapos meron pa tayo ngayon na ongoing live case na CIDG, which should be the focus of all these discussions kung meron ng rule on complementarity kasi na-bar na yung jurisdiction ng ICC dahil nga nag-start na tayo ng investigation.
Opo. Doon naman po sa part ng ICC na sasabihin lang na sinirender ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas. Wala na kaming pake kung dumaan ba ito sa proseso ninyo dyan. Okay lang ba yan, Doc?
Wala po silang choice kasi meron silang binasihan na record and yung tao na nag-take custody kay President Duterte, nag-check lang po siguro doon. So wala silang, hindi naman sila pwedeng mag-investigate. Hindi naman sila pwedeng magpadala dito ng tao. It's now the Supreme Court's rule kung magsasabi siya na nagkaroon ng violation sa right ni President Duterte, then that particular decision can be brought up all the way to the ICC to explain na hindi kayo nagkaroon ng jurisdiction over the person. Mali po yung arrest sa kay President Duterte or pwede namang sabihin he was denied of the right to ask for interim release and at that point pwede na siya magkaroon ng interim release. So as to whether ma-reverse pa yung nangyari, yung decision ng chamber na meron siyang jurisdiction over the substance, over the crime, hindi pwede mangyari yan kasi hindi nga ICJ, wala namang Supreme Court na mag-overrule sa appeals chamber. Ang magiging question lang ngayon is kung nagkaroon siya ng jurisdiction over the person.
Opo. Huli na lang po, ma'am. Hanggang saan, hanggang sino po, alimbawa, yun nga, yung nabanggit nyo po, kung magdidesisyon ang Korte Suprema na may mali doon sa proseso, pagdala dito kay dating Pangulong Duterte, itong issue din kay Senador Ronald Bato de la Rosa, meron bang mapapanagot, pwede bang mapanagot yung mga involved na mga individual? Kasi Hanggang presidente ang sinasabing involved dito sa pag-surrender kay dating Pangulong Duterte.
Opo, pwede naman po mag-file si President Duterte ng civil suit for damages doon sa mga individuals na nagkamali. Now, kung meron talaga silang blatant violation, well, mahirap i-prove yun na talagang blatantly or out of ignorance lang nila ginawa. But in either way, pwede naman talagang mag-file ng civil suit for damages.
Opo.